Hello, and welcome to another edition of our Facebook Live Chat. We're so excited that you've joined us tonight. We have a great show lined up for you. Don't forget that this is also being simulcast on our Community Braves network, and we'll have it on demand on both Facebook and YouTube after the show wraps up. Tonight we have some great topics for you and some great guests that are going to be here. We have Miss Linda Sanchez, who's going to be here to talk to us about the District Literacy Night. We also have some information about Women's Month and Texas Month. We also have here tonight Coach Waters and his state qualifying powerlifting students. We want to talk a little bit about National Volunteer Month, and then we also have students here joining us tonight from the Dotson Daily crew. Very excited to talk to these students and get some information out to all of Brave Nation about the wonderful things that are going on all of our campuses. As always, we'll close out the podcast tonight with a question and answer time. You can, at any point during tonight's chat, put some information or some questions or comments in our chat, and we'll answer those at the end of the show. We'll also bring back our speakers so that you're able to ask them any questions that you might have for the things that they talk about when they're on our show. So let's move into our first guest. Our first guest that we have with us tonight is Miss Linda Sanchez. Thank you so much, Miss Sanchez, for joining us tonight. You look great.
Thank you.
I know that all of our audience is wondering what's going on there, but before we get to that part of it, won't you tell us a little bit about you? Who are you?
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. My name is Linda Sanchez, and I am the District Library Coordinator and also a part of the Curriculum and Instruction team. And basically my job within the district is to help support our librarians, support our library aides, and make sure our libraries are the heart of the school. Basically have the best job ever. Get to talk about books all the time, get kids reading. It's awesome.
Yeah, so you're not just in charge of one of our libraries. So next year we'll have 8 campuses in the district. And so you're in charge of all 8 of those and making sure that we have what we need in all those libraries, make sure that all of our librarians feel supportive and have all the resources that they need to be able to provide our students with the best experiences in our libraries, right?
Yes, ma'am. All 8 of them next year, and building more.
How long have you been at Community ISD?
This is my 2nd year in the district and 2nd year within this role.
All right. And why did you come to Community? What is it that made you come here?
Well, honestly, just the ability to be able to make an impact. So as you're building new campuses, it's been really cool to get to be a part of building those library collections for our students to enjoy. And then selfishly, I just really liked the area and wanted to raise my daughters here. I have 4 daughters, shout out. And one of them is actually studying to be a teacher here in Community.
Wonderful. We need to make sure we stay connected. We're always looking for great teachers, so that's good to hear. So I'm very proud of all of our librarians and our libraries when we walk in and get to see the kids just experiencing the books. And it's always a pleasant place to be. The environment is wonderful. So kudos to you for supporting our librarians and our libraries and just making sure that our students have wonderful experiences when they're in those libraries. So you have on that hat tonight, I know, for a particular reason, right? Why don't you tell us a little bit about your hat and why you're wearing it tonight?
So if you haven't heard, we're having a District Literacy Night called Read and Glow. It will be April 11th, which is 2 weeks from today, at Community High School from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. And one of the cool things you'll get to do is come dressed as a book character if you'd like. So Dr. Seuss today.
Dr. Seuss today. So they can come dressed up. They can come and be in any book character that they want to be in.
Yes, ma'am.
And then what are they going to do when they get there? What are some of the things that happen?
So Read and Glow is going to be awesome. We are going to have a book-themed trunk or treat. So basically PTOs, campuses, student organizations have volunteered to create a trunk. So they'll park their car and the trunk will be themed like a book. So we have Harry Potter, Rainbow Fish, all kinds of stuff. And the kids will get to do trunk or treat, get candy. There will be a DJ, food trucks. And in the library, there will be a milk and cookie story time as well. We'll have guest readers such as Dr. Knowlton herself.
Yes, I'm so excited to get to come and read.
We'll have the fire department from Levon, our school board president, Mr. Jeff Pendle, and others.
Good, good. Yeah, I cannot wait to read. Tell us a little bit about who can come. Who is invited to this?
Yes, so this event is for everyone. Anyone pre-K through 12, their families, just to come out and enjoy.
Okay, again, remind us the date.
It is April 11th, 2 weeks from today.
And the times?
5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at Community High School.
Okay, so what brought this on? Whose idea was this? What's the inspiration behind this night?
Yeah, so Atmos Energy generously provided some funds to help support literacy. And April is also National School Library Month, so that's kind of the reasoning behind the timing. And we just wanted to celebrate reading, get kids having positive experiences. And the more they have positive experiences about reading, the better it translates into the classroom.
Great, great. That sounds like a really fun event. Yes. Do you have some goals that you've set for this event? Or you kind of plans for what you want it to be and what
I'm just hoping it will be a success and that all the kids come out, have fun, make some memories. We'll have a guest appearance from a book character.
Okay. Yeah. Surprise appearance.
A surprise appearance.
All right. Anxious to see what that is. Will there be any other events like this after this one?
We hope so. So the full title of the event is Community Chapters, Read and Glow. So we're hoping this is just chapter 1.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. Is there anyone that we need to extend thanks for organizing this, supporting this, sponsoring this? As we're talking about this, we want to make sure we thank those people for bringing this experience to our kids.
Yes, ma'am. There are lots of people to help. There have been lots of people who have contributed to this. So first of all, the curriculum and instruction team under the direction of Mr. Ladd, our assistant superintendent. And then, of course, Atmos Energy for funding the event and being such generous sponsors. Also, Michaela Welch with the Education Foundation. The new Smart Bus. It'll be fun.
Sounds wonderful. Yes, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for coming tonight and talking to us, giving us some information about the event. I can't wait to go and read. I hope everybody shows up. I don't remember my exact time. 6:20?
I think so.
6:20. I will be reading a book at Literacy Night. Make sure you come and listen to that book. And so we're very excited about this. And we're excited that we're giving our kids a chance to get excited about reading.
Yes, ma'am.
It's very important in their education. So thank you for being here. I'm going to ask if you would stick around so that if there are any questions that come in later in our chat, that you're here and can be the expert in answering those for us.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you so much. As we transition to our next guest, just want to give you guys a little bit more information. March is an important month for Community ISD. It's when we have our last big break before the final stretch of the school year. It's when we honor our amazing athletic training staff for their hard work and dedication for protecting our student. It's when we celebrate two very important things in Brave Nation: the great state of Texas and the impact of women at the local, regional, and national levels. I'd like to take just a few moments to honor some of the women in the Community ISD's history. First, let's highlight each of these 5 women that are the namesakes of our 5 elementary schools. In order of the date their namesake campuses were opened, we have Carlene McClendon, a lifelong educator that dedicated 47 years of her life to teaching and equipping Braves. Her namesake school, McClendon Elementary, opened in Nevada in 1998. Her protege, Phyllis Neesmith, who served Brave Nation for 24 years professionally and then continued to serve as a substitute teacher for many years after her retirement. Her namesake school, Neesmith Elementary, opened in Lavon in 2008. Mistress Barbara Roderick, half of the namesake of the John and Barbara Roderick Elementary in Josephine, which opened in August of 2022. Miss Roderick and her husband served Brave Nation for a combined 41 years, and their daughter, Jana Hunter, is a current CISD board member. Then we have Mrs. Mary Lou Dodson, who taught in Brave Nation for 29 years. Her campus opened in Lavon in August of 2023. And Then there is Mrs. Mildred Barrett Ellis, the namesake of our current 6th grade center and the future Ellis Elementary, which will inherit her name when it opens in Josephine in August of 2024. Mrs. Ellis was the first African American educator in Brave Nation, and she taught in CISD for 38 years. These 5 women were integral in making community what it is today, and we are so thankful for each of them. We also want to highlight these other incredible women, all of whom have had their special impact on Brave Nation. Nana Boyd Hill, a lifelong educator who has given 48 plus years of her life to teaching students and is a graduate of CHS. Kay Gage, a graduate of Community and a staff member of Community ISD for 28 years. Mary Kirby Long Chenault, a CHS graduate and a Brave educator for 32 years. Regina Forthman, a 21-year CISD staff member who has continued to serve the elderly and underserved in Community ISD for the 19 years since her retirement from Brave Nation. And Tammy Diaz, a CHS graduate who has made a name for herself in several industries, including screenwriting, technology, and space exploration. She also created the name of our mascot, Lacona Joe, by putting the first 2 letters of each city that makes up the community altogether. Thank you to each of these women for all that they've done for Brave Nation and for the world. We are so very proud of you.
And Dr. Knowlton, I have to step in here. We also have you to thank as well in Women's History Month. You are, of course, the first female superintendent of the district, so we wanted to make sure to notify everyone that you deserve to be celebrated this month as well.
Thank you very much,
That was a big surprise
Cooper. Kind of caught me by surprise there, but thank you, Cooper. I appreciate that. I'm very, very proud to be the superintendent at Community, and I'm loving my job. So I love this district, and I love the community that we're in. So excited about the great things that are going on in this community. And that brings us to our next guest, which is a CHS powerlifting team. Coach Waters is here with us tonight. Why don't you introduce us to who you brought with you?
Right here to my left and to your right, we have Lily Clark. She's a 3-time state qualifier and only a junior. So
wow.
One more year, we'll make
That's
it year
amazing.
4. 4th year state qualifier, hopefully.
And she's just a tiny little thing.
97 pounder.
Wow, that's amazing.
And here we have Broyo Rodriguez. Broyo is a 2-time regional champion. Wow. And a 3-time state qualifier.
That is amazing.
He's a senior.
He's a senior. Oh, so this was the year, right? This was the one making your mark. So let's talk through powerlifting.
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me a little bit about the sport. What do they do? Kind of talk me through powerlifting as a sport.
Okay, so powerlifting, it consists of 3 lifts. You start off with squat. That's your first lift, and you're trying to lift you get 3 attempts to lift as much as you can. Then you move on to bench press, and once again you get 3 lifts to try to lift as much as you can. And then you move to deadlift, and on deadlift you get 3 lifts, and then you're trying to get the highest total that you can.
Wow. So they combine the 3.
They combine the 3. They add those up,
okay.
And your total is you rank that against other kids in your weight class. So Lily is in the 97-pound weight class. Broyo is in the 123 weight class. So they're going against kids their weight. Lily's not going against bigger girls or anything. Broyo's not going against a big offensive lineman or anything.
Right.
And then at the end, we get 12 kids. That makes a team, and we add our totals up, and that's how we compete as a team. So it's very different. It's an individual sport, and it's also a team sport.
Great. So how have we done as a team this year?
We did outstanding, especially with the girls. The girls placed 3rd at the regional meet. Yes, very, very amazing there. And the boys had a great season as well. We took 4 to region, and then we had 2. They were in the same weight class, which is ironic. That usually never happens.
Yeah.
We had 2 123 kids lift at the state competition.
So you say 123. This is just me asking for curiosity
Yes,
at this point. So are they by every specific weight, or is there a range of weight?
So for the boys, there are 12 weight classes, and they can be up to that body weight.
Okay.
So Braulio's body weight was 122, so he was at the upper cusp of the 123 class. So there's 12 weight classes for the boys. For the girls, there's 13 weight classes. And, it goes from 97 to 242 plus is the highest weight class.
Wow. Coach Waters, how long have you been in community?
This is my 6th year.
6 years.
18 years overall and six here at community.
And why did you come to community?
So in the coaching business, I know you're familiar with that. You move all the time.
Right.
So I've lived in Central Texas. I've lived in East Texas. I've lived on the coast, and also South Texas. I have 2 little kids, and it was time to get those little kids close back to their grandparents.
It's important.
Those 8-hour drives were long.
Yes.
They only got to see them about 2-3 times a year. So I had to get those grandbabies up to the grandparents.
Good.
So I am from Celeste, and so I knew I wanted to be around the Celeste area. And I when I was in high school, one of my classmates, his dad was a coach here. So that always, community was always in the back of my mind. And so I interviewed, and I've been here since, and I love being a part of Community ISD.
That is great to hear. I'm so glad that those grandparents lived close to Community ISD,
Yes,
so we could get you back up this way. We appreciate you being here and
Yes,
everything
ma'am.
you've done
Love
with this
it.
program. This is awesome. So let's let the students talk to us a little bit. Tell us a little bit about why you do powerlifting. What got you involved in powerlifting?
So I really never had it in my head that I was actually going to be competing. I was walking down the hallway one day, and Coach Waters was like, "Hey, how much do you weigh?" And I was like,
He doesn't know you're not supposed to ask that,
I was
right?
like, "Excuse me?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "No, I'm being for real. Like, come over to powerlifting." And I was like, "Yeah, whatever." Like, I was in softball. I just, kind of threw it in the back of my head. Well, I didn't know my softball coach was the girls' powerlifting coach. And she said, "Did Coach Waters stop you in the hallway?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am, he did. Why? What's up?" And she goes, "You need to get over there in that weight room." And I said, "Yes, ma'am." So the next afternoon, I went over there and I tried it out, and I just fell in love with it. I thought it was just, a great way to get, all the stress and, everything just off my mind and push, through the weights and stuff. So that's how I got involved.
So getting involved, you hadn't been doing weightlifting all your life. You hadn't been doing select weightlifting anywhere. You walked in one day and state qualifier. Here
Yes,
you are
ma'am.
after that. That's amazing. So you enjoy it?
I do. I dropped softball, and I was just like, powerlifting is my main sport.
Wow.
That's what I want to do. So
Good for you. I'm so proud of you.
thank you.
All right, let's switch down there and find out why did you get into powerlifting?
So I've always been interested in weightlifting, but I never got the chance. In middle school, they always promised us that we would weightlift in football, and we never did. So going into high school, when he came up to me and he asked me if I wanted to be in the team, I immediately said yes.
That's
Because
awesome.
that's what I've been wanting to do for the longest time.
So it sounds like Coach Waters is in the hallway recruiting
I'm a good recruiter.
powerlifters. I believe that you are by evidence of what we've accomplished. That's amazing. So do you like powerlifting?
I do, yeah. It's very fun. I've always had it in my mind that that's what I've always wanted to do, just lift weights. It's something so simple, but it's so
You
simple,
enjoy
but
it.
amazing.
That's good. So do you look at it more as a team sport or an individual sport?
For me, I honestly just look at it as an individual
Individual
sport.
sport.
But, when everybody individually does very good,
Right.
it comes together.
Good, good. So looking back over, you've been in it for a while, right? All
Yes,
4
ma'am.
years?
4 years.
Awesome. So tell us, what is your favorite memory about powerlifting at Community
It
ISD?
would probably be after actually lifting, we would go out to eat, and we would eat a lot.
Lift weight and eat.
Yes,
That
ma'am.
sounds
we eat
great.
good.
Yes, ma'am.
Keep you built up, right? So you can.
Yeah, we
So-
would eat pancakes at 2 a.m. or something like that. Very fun.
It sounds fun. So have there been goals that you've set up for yourself over the last 3 years, 4 years that you have achieved, like certain weights?
Yeah, for the most part, it wasn't weight specifically. It was more setting records and winning. Yes,
So
ma'am.
did you set some records?
I set 4 regional records, and hopefully they stand for quite a while.
Well, I hope they do. I'm very impressed.
Thank you.
What about you? Did you have some goals that you have achieved?
I would say to get to 500 pounds, like as my overall, and I hit that this year. I've been wanting to get into the 300s for deadlift, and unfortunately, I have not made it yet. But that's my goal for next year. So we're just gonna keep pushing until we get there.
Okay, so 500 pounds. How did you lift 500 pounds and what?
So I guess it's really just with Coach Waters telling me, you got this, don't get in your head. And I also, like, I have to lock in and put my music in, and just when I get mad, I just push the weights. It's definitely something that you have to put your mind to and say, you got this.
Concentrate. Wow. What's your heaviest weight?
My total?
Yes.
So my total this year was 1,235 pounds.
Ooh.
That's good.
Tell her your
But
individual
that's
lifts.
that's all the lifts combined. My
Okay.
individual lifts, it was a 500-pound squat, a 315 bench, and then a 455 deadlift.
Coach
So-
Waters, can you lift all of that?
At one time I could, one lift. But I just want to, piggyback on what he's saying. He's being very humble right now. On the squat, the 500-pound squat broke a state record.
Oh my gosh!
yes.
So not just a community or a regional,
Not community or Region 6.
state
Yes,
record.
a state record. And also
Good
the
for
bench
you.
press, the 315 bench press, that broke the state record also. So,
That is amazing.
however, we had another young man at the state meet that broke our record. So we were the record holder for a little bit, like 10 minutes, maybe
10 minutes.
15 minutes.
That's
you
right.
know.
Your name's in the book as
Yeah.
a record
For 10
holder,
minutes.
right?
So,
That's good.
but
That's
he's being very humble, but he can move a lot of weight. Probably one of the most disciplined kids I've ever been around.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for how you represent Community
Yes, ma'am.
ISD.
It's my honor.
I am so pleased to hear about this. How many people do you have in the program?
Well, so when I took over the program 4 years ago, I had 20 kids. That's boys and girls total. I'm head boys and head girls. It just kind of comes with it. I have a great assistant, Coach Shea, and then I I stole Miss Witt from Dr. Ryan this year.
Okay. To
Needed
go
some
and
more
help?
help. Yes. So 4 years ago, I started off with 20 kids, boys and girls. This year, I had 83 total.
my
Yes, boys
gosh.
and girls. So it was almost a logistical nightmare, but we made it work, and we were able to get kids to a lot of meets. So a lot
So
of
do
kids.
you like divide up and
Yes,
you don't take all? Like
well,
how
really
many can you
had-
take?
I would take around 12, but I would have to rotate kids. So we sometimes in the past when you have lower numbers, you could go every week. We were on a 2-week rotation, so
That's
that way I
still
could get as
amazing.
many kids as we could from the community at meets.
Sure. So how many meets did you go to this year?
This past year, I think I went to 3 or 4. That's counting regionals. So for me, it's like, okay, I can get into regionals for the first meet I do. So then after that first meet, which is normally Rice City, I just train and lift until regionals is.
So this is your senior year.
Yes, ma'am.
So do you plan on continuing to lift weights after you get out of?
Yeah, that's the plan. Hopefully, I get a scholarship for powerlifting. I already did get an offer for Midland University, and I'm just looking for other options.
Congratulations. Congratulations. What an honor for you, for colleges to want you to come and lift weights for them. It sounds like you would be a great prospect for anybody that's out there looking. So thank you both for that. Coach Waters, can you tell us a little bit? I know there's people out there that didn't even know this large program existed and that anybody could do it. You don't have to be a weightlifter and big muscled up or anything like that. So if they want to get involved, and they want this to be something they participate in when they are in high school, how do they get involved?
So I coach football, so we don't start till after football season.
Okay.
I usually I start the Monday after the Thanksgiving break. That's always my goal. If we're in the playoffs, I'm going to start a week after our last playoff game. So we start Monday after Thanksgiving. I put flyers up all over the school. Bro, you'll help me hang them up this year. It sends them to a Google form. We have a sports U code that they can reach out to. And I have 2 different lifting times. I have before school or after school. That way I don't interfere with other sports. Like she said, her freshman year she played softball. I have softball players. I have basketball players. I have baseball players. So to accommodate everybody, you know, I encourage, you know, doing another sport with powerlifting at the same time. But there's information around the school. This guy right here sent several kids my way this year. So,
Good.
You know, just by being Broyo Rodriguez around the high school,
Broyo's
he draws
recruiting
kids to him.
everybody.
Yeah, how can I do what you do? So
That's
go visit Coach Waters.
Good. And it sounds like just walking down the hall could get you recruited
Yes,
onto
ma'am,
the
it sure
team.
can.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good. So do y'all have anything to say to other students about coming and joining the weightlifting team, being a part of this?
Really anybody can join as long as you have that mindset of like, I can do this, and really pushing yourself to do something. Coach Waters always has the saying that nothing is ever too small. So like, as long as you can get through the pain, then anybody can be there. Anybody can have a good time.
Yeah,
you?
exactly what she said. You know, anybody could join. It's really about having that one mindset. If every meet you go, you improve a little bit, you're winning. So
Awesome.
I preach 1% better every day. That's all I want. 1% better every day.
I love that. I love that. Okay, so I know on camera we can't really see your medals. So can we kind of hold those above the table and we can go, there they are. So proud of you guys. We want everybody to see that. And Coach Waters, you've got some trophies, some plaques here
Yes,
in front
ma'am.
of us. Tell us a
So,
little bit about those plaques.
Right here we have our girls regional medal. This is our team. We got third place at region. THSWPA, Texas High School Women's Powerlift Association. And then the rest belong to Broyo, so I don't want to steal his thunder.
Wow. Well, Broyo, tell us about yours then. I thought they were...
So at regionals this year, when I broke the 4 records, I also ended up doing pretty good at the meet. And
Pretty
I got
good.
outstanding lifter overall for the light platform.
Outstanding, what does it say? Outstanding
That's
squatter?
Outstanding squatter for the light platform.
Okay.
So they basically take how much you weigh, how much you lifted, and they divide it, and you get like a score. And then depending on who has the highest score, you get a best lifter.
So it's how much weight you do for your body weight.
Okay.
Yeah, for pound for pound. So I got one for deadlift, squat, and then one overall. And then my friend stole the bench one, so he deserves that.
Okay, so your wall has all these plaques on them
Yes,
for
ma'am.
all the things that you've done. Well, I'm so proud of y'all. Thank you again for what you're
Very proud of
doing and how you're representing Community High School and Community ISD. It's an honor to be able to talk with you and hear about the great things that you're doing. I wish you lots of luck
Thank
as you leave here. I think you're going to be very successful in whatever you do, and I'd love to hear about you doing weightlifting at some college or university somewhere. We'd love to hear about that. And you, ma'am, we're going back to the state meet next year?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Coach Waters, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate you.
We appreciate your time and effort that you put into kids every day. It means the world to us as a district to have people who love kids and want to see them
ma'am.
be successful and push them to be successful. So
Every day,
every
1%
day.
better.
I love that. I love it. So I'm going to ask you, we're going to transition, but I'm going to ask you to stick around in case some people have some questions
You bet.
about
Yes, ma'am.
powerlifting at the end of the show. All right. Thank you so much. That was fun. I loved hearing about powerlifting. I am not very informed about powerlifting, don't know a lot about it, so that was a lot of fun to get to talk to these students and to hear more about that. I do want to talk to you just a little bit about we've got some celebrations coming up with our volunteers. We could not get through the year without the volunteers that we have in this district. And we want to encourage all of you to come and be a part of our volunteer program. We are always looking for people to come up and help us to do great things for our students and our community. So we want to let you know about a new opportunity for our parents and our guardians. April is National Volunteer Month, and for the first time, Community ISD will be putting a special emphasis on you, the amazing parents and guardians that help us to make school happen. There are so many ways that parents and guardians partner with us to help us take care of kids, and a small group of parents and guardians have been especially helpful in that role. With that in mind, we're going to spend all of April focusing on two things. Number one, we're going to celebrate those that have already given so much to our students and our staff. And two, we're going to show those of you who are looking for ways to get involved some opportunities that will get you plugged into the district and let you be a partner with us as we serve this community. You don't have to wait till April if you're ready to get started on your volunteer journey now with us. We have some steps that you can take by going to www.communityisd.org/volunteer. This link is being put in the chat right now, and so you can go there now and sign up to be a volunteer, or you can wait till we get into April, and then you can volunteer at that point. We're so excited to celebrate our volunteers and also to give you an opportunity to come up with more and more ways that you can be in the schools and help us with our day-to-day operations. I think I skipped over something a few minutes ago, so before we go to our next guest, we're going to skip back just a little bit because I want to talk to you about something we've got going on in the district that we think is a lot of fun and very useful. We have a wonderful chief of police here in Community ISD. We're so proud to have Chief Morrison in our district. He does a fabulous job with our officers and with making sure that all of our campuses and our district is safe and secure. He's been doing some communication things. He's been trying to communicate more with the community and get some more information out there. So he partnered with our communications team, and they came up with the first 2 episodes of Community Kindergarten Cops. And I know some of you caught the first one. And so tonight, we are all going to get to view the world premiere of episode number 3. Episode number 3 is going to talk to us a little bit about door safety. That's a very important thing here in the district, and we want to make sure that we all learn something from our Episode 3 of Kindergarten Cops.
Good morning, recruits. Today we're going to be talking about door safety. Can anyone tell me 3 important rules of door safety?
Only use authorized doors.
Never open the door for a stranger. Make them go to the front entrance.
Always close doors behind you.
That's right, recruits. And remember, never prop a door open. As an example of what to look for, we've been collecting items in our Hall of Shame that have been used as door props. All right, great, recruits. Now that you've seen some examples of what to look for, let's head out on patrol and make sure everyone's following the rules.
What are you doing?
I'm entering the school through the side door.
What are you supposed to be doing?
Entering the school through the front door.
Are you doing it?
No, I'm not.
What are you gonna do next time?
I'll use the front door from now on.
Hey. Ma'am, I can't read yet, but I know this sign says that you can't use this door. Go to the front entrance.
But I'm the principal.
That doesn't matter. Everybody has to use the right door. No exceptions. I'm commenting this.
Good work today, recruits. Remember, door safety is everyone's responsibility. Always use the right door. Make sure doors are closed behind you. Don't open the door for other people. And never prop a door open.
Loved it. Our kindergartners are doing a great job, and our chief of police does a great job as well. I'm so excited about that. Now, I will say, thank you to Chief Morrison and also to our actors who came from McClendon Elementary. And what I do want you guys to know is that all those things that Chief had back there on that shelf are actually things that he has found propping doors open. So while they were funny, it was also true that we've used raviolis and a platypus and all kinds of fun stuff to prop doors open. So we want to make sure that we are learning not to do that because we want our students to be as safe as possible at all times. So now we get to move to one of our elementary campuses who do something special every morning. And so we're so excited to be able to talk to you guys. Dr. Crawford is here, the principal at Dodson Elementary, and brought some students with you tonight to tell us a little bit about the Dodson Daily and what we do with that. So first, let's introduce who you have with you here tonight.
Sure. So first off, Dr. Crawford, and then is Chloe. Say hi.
Hi, I'm a fifth grader at Dodson.
Fifth grader.
And I'm Iman, and I'm also a fifth grader at Dodson.
Okay. All right. And you guys are part of the crew for the Dodson Daily, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Dr. Crawford, tell us a little bit about you before we get started. Tell us
Sure.
who you are.
Yeah, absolutely. So first off, I am privileged to be the principal at Dodson. It's really truly just an honor to be at that seat every day. But I am, I'm a married man to my wife Melissa, who we have 5 children together, all in the district. I have been in education for 20 years, believe it or not. I know sometimes, and
goes by fast.
That's right, it does. And I've been in administrative for the last 5 and in community for the last 2.
Why did you choose community? Why are you here?
So while I've only worked in community 2 years, my children have this is my 4th year as a parent in community. And we moved out here 4 years ago and really just started seeing the growth and the opportunity, but that was great. But just seeing the leadership and the heart that the teachers and the staff had out here really drew me to come out here to community and want to be part of it. And just be part of the same district my kids were going to, and just be part of all the great things that are happening.
Great. Yeah. So good to hear from you. Tell us a little bit about what the Dodson Daily is.
The Dodson Daily is just amazing. I love it, right? It's one of our highlights of our school, but it is a student-led news program, and it happens every day. The students get together. We actually record usually the day before, right? Yeah. But we record, and then it's a way for our students to put out what's going on around Dodson. And not only are we able to let our students and staff know what's going on, we put it on our Facebook page, and we let our community and our parents know what's going on.
Great. What a great way. I just heard recently that 85 or 87% of what people look at on the internet is videos. That video is the first thing they go to look at. So what a great idea to get that message out there through video and then using our wonderful students.
Absolutely.
Who else would you want to hear it from? So that's great. That is great. So why don't each of you guys tell us again your name and your grade, and then tell me how long you've been in community.
My name is Chloe. I am in 5th grade, and I've been in community for 2 years.
2 years. Awesome.
My name is Iman, and I'm in 5th grade too, and I've been here for 2 years.
Both of you have been here 2 years. What do you guys think about the new elementary, Dodson Elementary? What do you think about that building?
I really like it because, it's just, I love how the windows on the sides, they have, all of the humble, passionate, generous,
traits of a brave.
Yes,
yeah.
I love that. And I think that's super cool.
That's awesome.
What I like about Dodson is that the staff there are nice, and I like the design of it, and it's just really like a nice school to be at.
Great. Do you girls have a favorite subject?
My favorite subject is math, and I also love all my teachers.
That's
for
good.
Sure, a lot.
They love you too, I bet.
But I really love math.
Good.
Same, I have to go for math because I'm good at math, and that makes it easy. And I love all my teachers too.
So we have some wonderful teachers.
Yeah.
Care about you and make you know that they care, love you, and are concerned for you. That's wonderful. So what is your favorite part about doing Dodson Daily?
My favorite part is that we all everyone gets to show who they are, and it's a privilege to do it. I know that Mr. Crawford's favorite is getting to show everyone that we got the attendance flag.
Shout out.
Okay, did he tell y'all had to say that? He prompted you? No, you're just proud of that. Okay, well, we're proud that you got the attendance flag as well.
We got best attendance of February, so.
Woohoo, that's great. So did we celebrate that? And tell everybody on Dodson Daily that you got the attendance flag and
They held it up.
and it gets to fly high at Dodson for a whole month, just a month, and then you're going to give it back. You're going to give it back at the end of the month.
We hope
No,
to keep it till May.
no, not going to give it back.
No.
You're going to win it again for March.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll stay at Dodson for all the years.
All the
it'll
year.
stay
Oh.
at Dodson.
It's going to
Yeah,
stay
we're
at
keeping
Dodson.
it.
The challenge has been set, so all of you other students and principals out there, Dodson has set the challenge that the flag is going to stay at Dodson for the rest of the year.
Looks great at Dodson.
It looks great.
does.
It looks
Fits
great.
perfect. Yeah.
It
That is
suits our school a lot.
Well, I'm so glad to hear that y'all are proud of that and that it is over there. So tell me where this idea came from, Dr. Crawford. Like, how did it start? How did you put this together?
Absolutely. So at Dodson, we're the Braves. We're part of the Braves. But we wanted this summer, when we really sat down with my leadership team, we started talking about how we wanted to have a identity of being doers. We wanted to be a school that really got the job done. And so we started talking about that, and we said, okay, well, how can we bring our students to help lead this school?
Right.
And we wanted them to really buy into what was going on. And so the more we talked about it, we started saying, well, let's have them lead the announcements. And well, that was great, and we were going to let them be on the announcements every day. But then we kind of going back to we talked about the video. We said, let's make it, let's bring it even bigger. Let's do it. And one thing I love about my team, my leadership team, and once we start talking about an idea, they just do it. And so we started going, and we talked about it, and we said, okay, let's have a news, for our announcements every day. That way we can highlight what's going around our school, and then obviously do our pledges and our moment of silence and all those things as well. So we started talking about that, and at first, if you watch our first episodes of Dodson Daily, we had this screen in the background, and half the time we disappear in it. Remember that? Well, okay, yeah. So it was, but we've improved. Like we continued to grow with that.
So we're learning how to do
right.
that.
Learning
Audio visual. So
Right.
we've got some folks in here tonight helping us from Community High School in the audiovisual department, and so y'all are learning young so that y'all can follow up with that program as you get older. So that's
Absolutely.
wonderful.
And I do want to say, Miss Tran, I know you're out there. She has helped y'all. She helped.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's our leader.
She's your
also-
leader, so she helps put this together.
Yeah,
Yes.
she always helps us and corrects us and gives us chances to make it better.
Oh, good. So you do several edits and get it right?
Yeah, if so all that happens is if we say a sentence or we forget it, all we do is we just say it again, she edited it,
Great.
Um,
Great.
She's just
That's what
really
the
nice.
communication department does for me too.
Yeah.
I say the wrong thing, they just edit it out, so it's good. Except for these live things, and you can't do that. So, Dr. Crawford, how do you choose? These two are amazing. I could
They are
sit and talk to them
absolutely
all
amazing.
night, but tell me how you choose who gets to do this.
So we had an application process, and they would fill out an application, and we get permission for them to actually be on it. And then you got to keep your grades up.
Yeah, it's a privilege.
It's a privilege.
Not a right.
That's right. And so once the applicants come in and they commit to, staying out of trouble, keeping their grades up, that type of thing, really representing our school, then Ms. Tran would start selecting. Okay, these students can make the crew,
Yeah.
and then every week we rotate. So we'll have 2 on one week, 2 on the next week, and go through it that way.
So what day of the week do you video or do you produce? I mean, do you put it out there?
Every single day. Every day we're at school's in session.
You're doing
Right.
another video every day.
Yes.
Awesome. So what would you say to girls, what would you say to students who might want to be involved?
I would say that if you want to be involved, you have to be a 5th grader. That is one thing. And also you just like Mr. Crawford said, you have to have your grades up. It's a privilege to be on it, yeah.
I would say that it's a really fun thing, and you get to know everything. It helps you with reminders, and it helps you with your speech, because you get to the class is watching is your little audience, and you get to work on it for a big day.
Great. Well, both of you girls seem like you are great public speakers. You've done a wonderful job here tonight talking to us. I thank you so much for coming and telling us. I do have one last question, and that is, what if people didn't know about this, and now that you've told them, they want to go back and watch past episodes?
Absolutely. So you would get on our school Facebook page, and once you get on there, you can search and go back, and you'll be able to see the episodes. And they're daily on there every day, and I believe they should all be up there still.
Where you could get to them if you wanted to go back and watch them. That's amazing. And so you girls have become Facebook stars, right? Because you're on there every day. That's great. You have fans?
Yeah.
You do?
Because in the hallways, the little kids are always like,
oh yeah.
Oh my God, we saw you on the
Oh my gosh, I had a little kindergartner on my bus be like, and she just said, "Oh, Chloe." I was like, "How do you know my name?" And she was like, "Oh, because you're on the Dodson Daily." I was like, "Oh."
Yeah, you are. The leaders of the campus. That's amazing. So proud of you and what you're doing for Dodson and for our district. Thank you for representing us so well. Dr. Crawford, thank you so much for coming up with this idea, for letting our students participate in this. This is an amazing opportunity for them to learn.
Absolutely, and I think we'd all benefit from showing how we sign off every day.
Absolutely. I'd love to see it.
As always, it's a great day to be a Dodson doer.
Oh, that was great. Wonderful, wonderful. So I'm going to ask you guys as we transition if you just stay around in case there's some questions about Dodson, or for the young ladies, we'll address those in the live chat. So we're going to switch over to our live chat, but I do want to say a few things while we're getting ready to do that. You can submit your questions into the Facebook chat and we'll answer it in just a few minutes. If you don't want to ask something publicly, you can email us and we will get back to you. You can email us at info@communityisd.org. We have a few things on here that have already been put on, but I do want to remind all of you that once we're finished here tonight, we're actually having our second annual District Spring Art Showcase, and that is tonight from 6 to 8 at the CHS cafeteria. And so if you have time to go and see that after we're done here, I encourage you to go. We have art from all across Brave Nation, and it's just a time for us to celebrate the talents of all of our students. So I want to read some of the things that have come in on our Facebook chat so that we can get that all out there. First, we have regarding powerlifting. Jonathan Gonzalez says, "Way to go, guys. Hats off to you for all of your accomplishments." Danae Moore is on here listening, and she said, "Way to go, Braves." Everybody that's involved tonight. Chris McCoskey says, "Mr. Waters, what was your favorite part of hosting the powerlifting meet at CHS this year?" Oh, here he comes. Sorry, he wasn't up here. What was your favorite part of hosting the powerlifting meet at CHS this year?
Well, since Chris is asking, it's got to be the video board.
Oh, okay, the video board. He was looking for that, right? And then how would you like to see that event grow in the future?
Oh, man, I'm not sure if we can grow much. So we had over 350 athletes here, and we had 18 teams. So one night was girls, one night was boys, 18 teams each, 177 lifters each. If we get that indoor, I got more room.
And what a great way to show off Community ISD and the way that we do things. So thank you for doing that. Let's see who's up. Michaela Welch. Thank you, Ms. Sanchez and the CNI department for all of your hard work for Literacy Night. Pam Waters, way to go, team. Oh, sorry, I skipped.
That's my
Oh,
mom.
that's sweet. Miss Waters, thank you for a wonderful son. Be part of our staff. Danae Moore says, "Coach Waters, will there be any opportunities for middle schoolers to be able to participate in powerlifting in the future?"
I'm not sure on that. I'll have to get back with that.
Okay. All right, we'll research that and see. Definitely could be doing some things on their own, though, to just be lifting and getting ready for the high school experience. So Carlita Chandler says, come volunteer, come be a part of what we're doing here. Thank you, Miss Carlita, for shouting that out. We do want some wonderful volunteers. Danae Moore says, best episodes. Chief does a great job with the kids, so we're very proud of that kindergarten cop. Chris McCoskey again says, Miss Sanchez, are there any volunteer opportunities at the Read and Glow?
There are. We will send out communication via campuses. We have a Google form. You can sign up, volunteer to help with games. And I forgot to mention that each kid will also get a free book, so we need help getting those passed out.
Great. So just got to come that night and they get a free book.
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful, wonderful. Chris McCoskey again says, I don't have a question for Dr. Crawford, just a compliment. I'm really excited about this opportunity for the Dodson students. I didn't get to anchor the news until college, and these kids get a chance to do it in elementary school. So thank you, Dr. Crawford, for giving them that opportunity. Danae Moore says, Dr. Crawford, great work with empowering these future communication leaders. Tiffany Money says, great job, Braves. And that's all of the comments we have right now. Remember that if you have a question for any of our panelists or something that we didn't talk about tonight, you're welcome to put that question in the chat right now and we will answer it for you live, or email us and we'll be happy to answer any of the questions that you have there. While we're waiting to see if any more comments or questions come in, I will remind you guys that our next Facebook live stream will be on April the 23rd. Mark your calendars now. We'll be back live with you, entertaining you with some information and news from across Brave Nation, and also having some guests come and talk to you about the great things that are happening in our district. Any more comments or questions? All right, I think that is all that we have tonight. I want to say thank you again to our panel that came tonight. It's always a great opportunity and experience for our community to hear about all the wonderful people we have, students and staff in our district, and all the great things that are happening here. So